Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. So you want to buy a Tundra? Do you? Do you really? Well, I'm going to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly. Alright, first of all, let's talk about the most important thing. Power. This truck is powerful no matter what version you get. You can get the 4.6, which is what I have back there, or you can get the 5.7, which I have had before. So I've driven both. I know what they both feel like. Now the difference is, again, this is the 4.7 liter, or 6 liter rather, V8 I-Force, you guys can see there. This thing has 310 horsepower versus 381 in the 5.7. 427 pound-feet of torque versus 401 in the 5.7. Now, as I mentioned, I've had both, and they're both very capable. I went with the 4.6 liter this time for a couple reasons. One, I hadn't had it before, so I wanted to experience it. And two, I didn't notice a big difference. So for that extra money to get the 5.7, for me, I didn't think it was worth it. I'm not towing anything. You know, I'm not drag racing the truck or anything. So I thought it would be fine, and so far, I am quite happy. So do yourself a favor, unless you have a need, save a little bit of money. Alright, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the tech that's inside. It is simple. No big learning curve if you're going to go to this truck. You don't have to pull out the manual every 3 seconds to try to figure out how to, I don't know, see what kind of gas mileage you're getting, or turn on the radio, or hit Bluetooth. It's very simple inside. Very simple design, been around for 310 years. Simple gauge cluster, easy to read. Of course, we still have the old-fashioned key. Go ahead and put that in. Fire it up for you guys. You can see what the dash looks like. And this is a 2019. The radio is pretty much what it's been for quite a while. A few updates. Mine does have satellite in it. But still the old push button, you know, side screen and stuff. You can actually touch the screen now, and things do happen, so that's kind of cool. Still, of course, has the old CD player here. Looking over at the cluster and the steering wheel again, all the buttons that you need, nothing extra, nothing special, pretty much standard in all the trucks that you get these days, minus all the bells and whistles, of course. Very simple again inside, not a whole lot of stuff in here. The good part about that, as I mentioned, is one, it's easy to learn, not a huge learning curve, and two, there's not a lot to break in here, which makes it reliable. Next is the room that's inside this truck. Now, this is the double cab. If you go up to the Crew Max, you're gonna get even more, but there is tons of room in here. One might say it's cavernous. If you look around, this is where I'm sitting, of course, in the driver's seat. Plenty of room, plenty of space over here. And then, of course, over in the passenger seat, I mean, I can't even reach, even if I lean over, I can't reach the door. I can reach the seat. Tons of room over there for the passenger. And in the back seat, tons of room back there. Again, even bigger if you go to the Crew Max. So much space back here. You can even lay down and take a nap if you want to. The position of the driver in this truck is something else that I just find amazing myself. In a lot of the trucks that I've had before, F-150s, the Ram Rebel, they felt big, really big. And I know it's a big truck. I mean, the Tundra is by no means a small truck. But you can see over the hood, the way that they have the hood designed in this thing, the way that it slopes down, the angles that you get, you can see where you're at on the road. It's very easy to place this truck. It almost feels like just a big SUV. Makes driving this truck effortless. Now next we have to talk about mods. If you watch this channel, you know I love mods. Another great thing about this truck, about the Tundra, is there are tons of things that you can do. Many that I've done already and many more to come. For example, many different kinds of side steps that you can put on here. Many different models and variations of wheels that you can put on. These both just happen to come from the dealership this way. If you don't like chrome, this thing was covered in chrome. There are overlays out there that you can get to cover up the chrome, and they look factory. Exhausts, this came with a black exhaust tip. Sometimes it's just the little things. There are dual exhausts that you can get to put on this. Of course, the whole TRD line and all that good stuff. Moving around up here to the front, another thing that I've done, I have changed out the grille. And the good thing again is a lot of these parts are interchangeable, swappable. This came from another model and I was able to put it on here. I believe it's the Sport grille. And it fits seamlessly, perfectly, even with the TSS system. Again, down here we have more of these front bumper cap overlays. That's to get rid of the chrome. And of course I did the grille and the surround and the bulge to get rid of the chrome as well. There are also things like mirror covers to get rid of the chrome on the mirror covers if you happen to have those and don't like them. As well as door handles. You can color match, go black, whatever you want to do. They are very simple to do. And that's the other thing that I want to mention. Not only are there tons of mods that you can do for this truck, but they're so simple to do. Anybody can do them. That's nice. Okay, moving on to the bad. This next thing, everybody talks about it, but nobody wants to, so we're gonna, and that's fuel economy. It's horrible. Right now, according to the screen, I am getting a whopping 11 point, just dropped to 7. That's because I'm sitting here with the truck idling. But a miserable 11.7 miles per gallon. That's horrible. And before I go on, I'm going to turn the truck off. Okay. The next thing is, it's plain. You know, people complain about it's not snazzy enough inside. You know, it's not cutting edge inside. You know, a lot of the materials in here are either gray or pewter or chrome or black. Maybe a little bit of off black in here, but everything is pretty bland, really. Now, I kind of like that. Now, you'll have to disregard these inlays I have. I've put these on. The truck doesn't come that way. But everything is pretty gray, pretty bland. Which, again, for someone like me, not a big deal. I really don't mind that all that much. Now, some of the more important things to me, I guess, that I do mind. There is no power rear slider back there. What you do see back there is merely a manual porthole size, I guess, sliding window. Again, it's manual, so if you want to put that open, you have to either crawl in the back seat or maybe you have a passenger and have them do it. But otherwise, you can't open that window from the front because you simply can't reach it. The other thing along with that rear window does not go all the way down. In the higher trim models, they do, and that's an awesome feature. No sunroof, you guys can see up there. If you're a sunroof person, which I am not, there is no sunroof in this truck. No fancy gauges. If you look at the gauge cluster here, I mean, it does the job. It tells you what you want. I'll light it up for you. You can see it does the job. It tells you what you want to know and all that good stuff. But there is no fancy digital readout or anything like that in the gauge cluster. So, you know, it's a bit behind the times for what you can get out there these days. The other thing, no power auto up windows. We have auto down, which you can see right here. It'll go auto down, but there is no auto up. That's a feature that I do miss. I got to be honest, when I got the truck and brought it home, I hadn't even checked that and didn't even realize till I got it home that it wasn't auto up. It's not a big deal. It's just one of those little conveniences, but it doesn't have it. Power locking tailgate, you're not going to get that in the SR5 Double Cab unless you put it in aftermarket or something yourself. Definitely does not have that. Push button start, as you can see, we have a key. Definitely no push button start and no touch entry. You can't walk up to the truck when it's locked, touch the handle and have it open like I can in the Tacoma. We don't have that in this truck. That would be nice to have. That's pretty bad. To carry on, I guess, one more thing, and this is kind of selfish on my part, because when I pull the truck in, I'm actually pulling in between these two columns that you can see over here. And in doing so, I have to get out and push the mirrors shut to be able to pull in. Otherwise, they would hit that. Now, even if you don't have a lift, I know spaces in garages, if the truck will fit at all, can be really tight, and it would be nice to have electronic folding mirrors. All right, that brings us to the ugly. Now, there's not much ugly about this truck. I think it's a beautiful truck. I love the design of it. I think it looks pretty darn good. But there was one beaming problem that I had, which fortunately, again, because of all the mods that are available out there, I could fix. And that is chrome. I am not a big chrome fan. If you are, then let me tell you, today's trucks are for you, because they're all covered in it. But what I did, and I mentioned this earlier, I changed or covered up, I put overlays on the bumper caps, both in the front and on the rear back here. This particular package did not have chrome wheels, did not have the chrome side steps or running boards. That's awesome. And then I changed out the grille and got rid of the chrome surround, the hood bulge and the chrome surround on the grille. However, if you buy it stock in this trim level, or I should say in the SR5 Double Cab, you're probably going to get a lot of chrome, unless you have a package like I happen to have for some of the chrome delete items on this truck. Another thing that I'll mention are the badges. Typically, all of the badges are chrome. This had a badge blackout package on it, so they were covered with overlays. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, talk about the Tacoma, or the Tundra, a little bit. Let you guys know what to expect, the good, the bad, and the ugly. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.